Oh, we better get rid of Nuzzy Cat, hadn't we? Sorry, hold on. Nuzzy Cat.
Very
Come on, Nuzzy wants to go for a walk, love.
Now I've started recording.
No, sorry. Sorry about that.
Well,
I meant to also say I thought Athena would be dressed as...
I've just muted Martin. Sorry, Martin. I've had to mute you because I wanted to do the introduction. So welcome to the masterclass. Thank you so much, Athena, for agreeing to lead us on a masterclass around skincare and makeup. This is part of the online training sessions that we've been delivering with Empowered Conversations to support carers and people with dementia to look and feel good. So thank you so much. I'm going to hand over to you now. I'm going to unmute you, Martin, in case you have any questions. Thank you, Athena. Thank you, Amanda.
No problem at all. You're welcome. So, I mean, I'm Amanda. Obviously, I work on the Empowered Carers project, and I'm Athena's model today. I think for me, doing this makeup session, I thought it was kind of all about identity, you know, because obviously people living with dementia, identity is really important. But actually, Athena's kind of enlightened me and told me a lot more about makeup and skincare that, you know, actually has some health implications as well. So I'll kind of hand over to Athena and just shut up and be a model for now.
So my name's Athena. I am a beauty consultant from Superdrug. I am also a qualified makeup artist and special effects artist. The reason why skincare is so important is there's lots to touch up, like my mum was saying about it being all about identity. However, the health and safety side of things when it comes to mature skin is actually the dryness of the skin and the conditions of the skin that can actually cause tears into the skin and like skin conditions on the face areas. And what we hope to do with the skincare routine that we're going to provide you is we're going to help to sort of combat those and prevent them from coming along and helping make sure that we've got nice glowy skin so that we can feel good with ourselves, but also prevent any form of tears and lesions in the skin. So to start off, we're going to start with cleansing. So for mature skin, personally, I'd recommend something with no soap, something that isn't harsh for the skin, purely and simply because when it comes to mature skin, you get quite a lot of kind of like sensitive areas, and you can get quite a lot of allergies and quite a lot of just skin conditions that prevent you from being able to use certain ingredients within skincare items. And within the skincare world, it's so wide at the moment with harsh chemicals for different kinds of skincare routines. There's collagens, there's also there's SPFs to prevent you from sun protection, sun damage, sun protection, sorry.
So there's lots of complicated, complex chemicals out there.
There is, yeah. So with the routine that we're going over with today, we've stuck with sensitive skin products, all hypoallergenic, completely fragrance-free and able to use on sensitive skin. It's all just plain products that you can get from your everyday supermarkets, especially within today's climate at the moment and not being able to get out to the likes of Boots and Superdrugs for consultants on the skincare routines. So we're going to get on to the first step, which is cleansing. So we're going to start with some lukewarm water.
I think a good thing, sorry to interrupt you, Faye, but I'm just wondering whether another good thing might be if your loved one already used to have beauty regime, maybe kind of familiarise yourself with the products that they preferred and used to use.
Definitely, yeah. So you can literally go through the products that the person uses, and you can literally either just take a photo of them, take a note down, and you'll be able to find them. You can always go in and ask any kind of health consultant person for these items as well, so that you're getting the continuous product that the person's using, so you're not getting the skincare routine mixed up with anything else. So we're going to go in with the first part, which is cleansing. So we've got some lukewarm water. Don't want to go any warmer than lukewarm because you don't want to damage the skin. You don't want to burn the skin, especially like we say with it being so sensitive. So we're just going to go in with some normal lukewarm water just on some soft cotton pads. You can always use a microfiber cloth as well if you'd like to. So we're just going to start on the forehead here. And obviously we've got the hair moved out of the way of the face. And we are just going to slowly start on the forehead, and you're going to do upwards motions. So we'll do this, and this gets the first layer of the dirt off. So as you can see, I do apologise, my mum's got mascara on. So we are going to remove that as well. So we're just going to dampen the face everywhere.
Might be a stupid question, but would you do this after a shower or bath? Before makeup?
So you can do, yeah. So the washing part, the first part with the cleanser, this will just be like a normal wash in the morning from your shower, like you say, my lovely. So this is going over, like you can do this before bed, and then also, like you say, this will be done in the shower. But this is just going over how to do it, how to apply the cleanser, and kind of like the cleansers that we're going to use as well. So this would be the very, very first thing that you can do within the bathroom when you're starting the routine. So you'll wet the face, and then obviously I just got some and rubbed it in my hands, got it all foamy first, get a nice little lather going on. And then what you'll then do is you'll just slowly in circular motions just go around the face, and then you'll go around the nose, get all the nose area in.
And why circular motions, Faye?
So circular motions, this helps with the blood circulation within the skin as well. So if you go in with the circular motions, most of the time we'll use the two fingers with a very gentle pressure as well. So then you're not force rubbing the skin and tearing the skin open. This will just take the layers of dirt off that needs to be taken off without tearing the skin. So we'll just rub this all in. And then when it gets to the eye area, I'm going to go over your eyes now, so I'll pre-warn you that. So we'll always pre-warn that we're going over the eye area as well. And then I just normally lather it up just a tiny, tiny little bit more, so it's a bit more foamy around the eye area than creamy. And we'll go in with a cream one because this adds an extra layer of hydration as well to the skin. So with this adding the extra hydration, with the mature skin, it lacks all the natural oils and natural nutrients. So with a creamy cleanser, what this will then do is add another extra layer of moisturize. Sorry, I'm just focusing on the eye area. So we'll then just circular motions all over the eyes. And then a swipe underneath, swipe across the mouth again. And then one last time over the forehead. Bring that round. So then, again, you'll just wash the face like normal. However, I'm going to be using cotton pads for the demonstration. And then we'll get into the next part. So,
nearly lost your bowl then.
oh, yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So you talk the person through it all the way to sort of reassure them.
Yeah, so you'd make sure that you're reassuring the person, making sure that when you're doing the eye area, you're telling them that you're doing the eye area. So then they don't get worried or startled when you touch the eyes or anything like that. So then we need to make sure that we don't leave any of the cleanser on the skin. If we end up leaving it on the skin, it'll become tight and it'll dry on the skin. And again, that'll cause quite a few tears and lesions into the skin. So we're just going to slide this under here.
Notice the hair's tied back as well. So I take it this is after you've washed your hair and before you've done it?
Yes, so this is after you've had any form of bath, shower, any form of washing up kind of thing. any routine that you do. So the hair, easiest to tie the hair back, so then you don't get the hair, you don't get soap in the hair, and then obviously you can get on with doing the hairstyle. So it's easiest to keep the hair back, so then you don't get it in the hair and you don't get it.
So it's
Okay.
makeup
And then you
first
don't
and
pull the
then-
hair down into the face as well. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so the hair's kind of like the final thing, isn't it? You do the sort of cleanse, tone, moisturize, and then the makeup,
Yeah.
then hair.
So we'll just be extra gentle around the eyes, just make sure that all that's away. If you can just open your eye for me, look. Press that on for all this mascara.
I know, shouldn't put mascara.
Sorry about this, guys. So, right. And then just for the under eye area as well. So I always go over just with a folded pad. And if you can look up for me, look. Just go all the way across the eye. Just getting them to look up and then just gently, just sweeping across, making sure that you've got all that soap from the bottom lash line as well.
And what if they're struggling with looking up? What if they don't?
And if they're struggling with looking up, you can always close the eye as well. So if you can just close your eyes for me. And then what we'll do is where the lashes are, just don't be afraid to put a bit of pressure onto where the lashes are. Just give it a gentle wipe just under the eye area. And it just gets rid of the soap from under the eye area, so it prevents soap going into the eyes as well. So that's the cleansing part. The next part that we're going to go on to is now the cream cleansing part. Now this is where things can get confusing because there's two forms of cleansing. Well, there's almost three forms of cleansing. So you've got your cleanser with your water and your foaming cleanser. And that'll take like the chunky bits of dirt out, all the debris, or like
Any makeup.
yeah, any form of like makeup or anything like that. The second one is conditioning cleanser. This one's a cream cleanser, this one. Now it's almost like a moisturizer, but it's a cleansing form. So what you'll do with this is you'll get it on a cotton pad. Normally I'll pop quite a large amount on the cotton pad and then I'll wipe it off and use a separate cotton pad to control the amount that I'm putting onto the skin as well. This does another lot of cleansing, but this takes off all the extra dirt that was deep in the pores that has come up and that's now sat onto the first layer of the skin. So again, we're going to go like normal, but this time we're just going to slowly and gently just glide this onto the skin, removing any form of the rest of the dirt. On this side as well, so we can see.
None of this is micellar, is it?
No, so none of this is micellar waters. So micellar waters, they're more like a fast cleanser kind of thing. So they're more of a toner and a moisturizer and a cleanser all in one. So it's more like if you wanted to skip the cleansing part and just say remove some makeup, then you can just go in with the micellar water. It's just it won't benefit the skin as much as the three-part routine will. So it will still remove the makeup and it will still do what it's supposed to do with cleansing the skin. It just won't cleanse as deep as what this will.
Right.
So again, I'm going to go all over. So almost like you're adding just a little bit of moisturizer. So we'll pop it on and then we'll go over with dry cotton wool and just glide that over the skin and make sure we've got all the residue off so that there's no sticky layer.
Should be making notes really, shouldn't I?
Make some notes for you as well, my love.
Open it, Paul, so you can just watch it back. Don't worry.
So we've done that one. So you're back.
A big book.
So we've gone, at the moment, we've gone through the cleanser, the foaming cleanser, which you use with lukewarm water. That's the the first step of the skincare routine.
So that's kind of just washing your face, really.
Yeah. And then the second step was the creaming cleanser, which is great for, again, adding moisturizer into the skin, adding another layer of moisture. Sometimes what you can find is that you can over cleanse the skin with the water and take a bit too much oil out of the skin. So the creamy cleanser will just take off the extra dirt, but it'll also add another lot of moisturizer into the skin.
And that was with cotton wool.
Cotton pads, yeah. So you can use cotton pads or you can use microfiber cloths as well. They're quite good. The microfiber cloths, because they're hypoallergenic as well. They don't have any of the excess fibres that come off and stick to like the cleansers. So they're quite good to use as well.
Yeah, cotton wool can be a bit of a nuisance sometimes.
Yeah, you can get little bits of things in cotton wool as well.
Especially around the eye areas as well. The cotton wool, that's the only thing. So when you're wiping it, like you can tend to find that you'll get like little bits of fibres off the cotton wool pads on the eyelashes that can droop into the eye or fold into the eye, which you can just get a disposable mascara wand and you can just dust that away if that happens. But to prevent that, you can just use a microfiber cloth, and they are reusable as well. So it saves on the planet. We're getting rid of these. So the next step is the toner.
And where would you get the microfiber cloths? Sorry, Martin.
Sorry, this is probably a silly question, but microfiber cloths, are they the same type of things we use for cleaning? Those wonderful things that...
So you can get two different forms. You can get the ones that we sell in Superdrug as a specific for, they're almost like baby muslin cloths, almost. It's almost like a muslin type of material. So it's literally just a square piece of like lint, like muslin fibre cloth. And like I say, they're reusable and you can get them from any form of Superdrug. You can get it from Boots, anywhere that sells baby stuff. And they're, like I say, they're a lot softer on the skin as well. So sometimes they are a better preference to be used rather than the cotton pads, love,
Thank you.
No problem.
But I was going to use the cleaning cloths then.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
No. Bit of Mr. Sheen.
They're marvellous for cleaning the shower after you had them. They pick up bits.
Yeah, stay away from the purple ones, the blue ones. The coloured cloths, stay away from them. The muslin cloths, they're all white. Right. And they will come in like a pack of 3, love. So
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So the first step we're going to go in with is the toner. Now, this is almost like your micellar water version. However, this has got more of a moisturising, more of like a moisturising oil in it, so that it adds that extra layer of moisturiser again. Because obviously with a mature skin, as we're going over, the amount of times I'll say moisturiser within this video, you'll probably be bored of the word by the end of it. But the reason why we focus on moisture so much is purely and simply because when we get the dry skin, it tends to go quite tight. And then like we were saying, what can happen is even just like a little scratch or even just like a little smudge, even just with your finger, it can cause tears in the skin, which can cause either spots or it can cause infections because you can get like dirt in the skin as well. So it's just really good to keep that moisture in the skin to prevent any form of infection getting into broken skin or any form of like the what was it called now? The dermatitis, sorry, that's the word for it, to prevent dermatitis as well. So the toner, it's almost like a third version of a cleaner as well. So this one, it'll take another lot of dirt off the skin whilst adding the moisturiser in. So what you'll find is with water, the skin absorbs 100% of water, whereas when you use like a moisturising cream, it only absorbs, I think it absorbs 30% of the silicones, and then it'll be 70% of the actual water and the hydrant of the moisturiser itself. So water's a brilliant one for hydrating the skin. Now with this one again, we're going to do it in smooth sliding motions, and it's just going to go onto the skin. Then we're going to drag it down the neck as well. Make sure that we moisturize the neck. Can't forget about that. So everywhere that's sort of absorbed will also go dry. So once it's absorbed, you can then just leave that. You don't have to go into it and wipe it off with anything else. You can just leave this layer onto the skin. So you just wipe this one away. And like I say, the skin will absorb this, and this will give you your third layer of moisturization as well. The eye area again.
So your toner is a good way of moisturising.
Yeah, so your toner is a good way of moisturising. You can pat this on yourself, actually, to be fair. You can actually pop it into your hands, and then instead of using a cotton pad, again, if you didn't want to use the cotton pad, you can just apply it with your fingers. So you can pop it into the middle of your hands, pop it in. I've still got cleanser on my hand. So you can pop it in, and then you can literally just pat the skin with it and pat it onto the skin. And all it'll do is it'll just prevent you from rubbing it again with the cotton pads if you didn't want the extra fibres coming off onto the skin and leaving a sticky layer or anything. So you can pat that on, and that'll give you your third layer of cleansing. Take it all down the neck. And that is basically it for your cleansing routine. So you've got your part water, part cleanser, then just a cream cleanser, then just a toner, and that removes all layers of the dirt. So it'll be like the blackheads, any form of just natural dirt that sit on the top of the skin as well. And
I noticed a lot of the sort of movements that you were doing are quite similar to like facial massage in a way.
Yeah, so as we were saying, going back into that as well, you want to continue on the circular motions. You want to continue under the eye area, just one swipe, because the under eye area is more delicate. And then you just want to make sure that you're doing circular motions all the way around the face, and then that just rejuvenates the skin, keeps the blood going around in the blood vessels, and also prevents broken capillaries as well, so can present all the rosacea from the broken capillaries as well. Next step is step number 4. This is where we're going to go in with a moisturizer. These products I'm using, by the way, guys, these are all just normal sensitive skin products. So you can find any type of product that says sensitive skin and fragrance free. They're some of the best ones that you can use for mature skin as well, because it prevents, there's no allergies, there's no, like I say, it can't cause any abrasions or any burns on the skin or anything. So there'll be no reactions or anything if you use sensitive and fragrance free products. They're probably the best. So I'm going to go in. Normally I'll do about 2 or 3 pumps, because you can always just moisturize any into your hands if you don't need any extra. So again, I'm going to go in with the 3 fingers. I'm going to just dab it and get rid of the extra. And then what we're going to do is going to go on the forehead area. And again, circular motions. You're going to want to make sure that you take it all the way up to the hairline as well, so that you've got all of the, just come down just a little bit in the camera, I'm sorry. So then you've got it all the way up to the hairline as well. Don't worry about getting it into the hair. With it being a moisturising cream, you can just rub it away and it will just go away anyway. I'm going to take it all the way down the side of the face. Again, circular motions. Make sure that you're keeping all that circulation going.
Quite nice, that's quite relaxing.
Yeah, it's quite relaxing as well, to be fair. So we're going to go I'm going to do a stroke over the ear as well, so that we don't miss the ears out. So I'll normally go over that. You don't want to go too into it, and that was just with what was left from the hand as well. So there's not too much moisturizer on the hands when you're putting it on the ears. We're going to go around the back of the ears as well, and just down the back of the neck. Focusing on one side of the face at a time as well, because then it's easy to get all the areas. So I'm going to go in with another few pumps again. It might look like we're putting quite a lot on, but don't know about yourself, as you can feel it absorbing.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you've got a lot of moisturizer on, and it will just go into the skin and it'll absorb with no sticky feel or anything. And that's another good thing about fragrance-free products as well. You don't get the stickiness texture, you don't get a residue on the skin or anything. So just apply this on this side of the face. Again, being gentle around the eyes. So normally it's the ring finger rule for under the eye area. You're going to use your ring finger and you're just going to swipe that. And then the thumb, you'll go over the eyebrow. And if you can close your eyes for me, Mum. With the thumb, you'll just go over the eyelid as well, just very gently, so that you're moisturising the brow bone and also the eyelid as well. So then I'll just do the other side as well.
So that's how you don't get it in your eyes then. I always get it in my eyes. And
yeah, because normally when I see my mum doing it, she'll go in, she'll just put it on and rub it all over the face, rub it in as fast as you can. And again, you can get it in the eye as well. And especially if you're applying it on a second person, then you want to be very careful that you don't get the products in the eyes. Even though they are sensitive and hypoallergenic, they will still sting and cause redness and irritation in the eye. So again, I'm going to circular motions on the cheek area, circular motions on the chin area, and don't worry about putting the moisturizer on the lips. You can completely put moisturizer on the lips as well. It can act as a second lip balm, so you can always pop lip balm on and avoid the moisturizer on the lips, or you can pop the lip balm, or you can pop the moisturizer on instead of the lip balm as well. So we'll go around the nose, down the nose bone. And we can just going to go under the eye. And then again, this one, close your eye for me. Again, over the eyelid and over the brow bone with the thumb as well, just being extra careful. And then you want to make sure that you control how much you put on the eyelids as well, because what you don't want the moisturizer to then droop and go into the eyes, or if the eyes start watering, you don't need it to catch into a tear and steep down. Rain as well. Rain can cause any form of moisturizer, especially with tinted moisturizers as well. They're quite hard to get to stay on the face, because when you tear, a lot of the time my eyes will water just from the wind, and then what will happen is it'll smear my makeup, but not only will it smear my makeup, it will then run down and run into my eye as well. So rainwater, again, that's another one. So if you're out in the rain, you can find that it'll smear down the face and go into the eyes. So you want to kind of be careful that you don't put too much on, just enough for the skin to absorb it. So then we're just going to do one last streak down the nose, under the chin.
And how long would it take to absorb? So would you kind of advise someone to, like, get ready a certain length of time before they go out if they're going to put makeup and moisturizer on? Or
not really, no. I mean, I'd probably say, they do recommend that after if you've got out your shower or your bath, that you put your cleanser on within 3 minutes of getting out of the shower or bath. So for anyone that's got a normal morning routine, you'll get up, you'll do your shower, and then once you've done your shower, you'll just crack on with your skincare routine, and then
of course the morning routine with people with dementia can sometimes absolutely not be normal, can't it?
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Anthea, why is it 3 minutes from the shower to cleanse?
So they say
pores are open.
Yeah, so they basically say because your pores are open, they want you to cleanse it, because obviously once the pores have been opened, you then cleanse the face with a soaping cleanser, and that's what removes all the dirt and all the sebum from the pores. So it picks it all up, and then you'll go into your creamy cleanser, that everything that's sort of still sat in them open pores, but that hasn't been drawn out from the from the foaming cleanser, sorry, this is where it gets confusing. The creamy cleanser then picks up the excess, what's left in them pores, and then your moisturizer, once you've gone onto the moisturizer, once you put that on. So sorry, I've missed the toner out there as well. The toner, once you put that on, that closes the pores. So it prevents any more dirt getting into the pores again. And that's why you then pop the moisturizer on over the top of that as well. Because then the toner and the moisturizer act as two to prevent like a locking barrier, to prevent dirt from going back into the pores.
To form a barrier.
To form a barrier, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you knew what.
Yeah. Yeah.
First time doing this, bit nervous, do apologise.
When do I put my moisturiser on?
So again, yeah, again for men and for females, this routine's for as well, guys. So if you did want to do this routine yourself, you can always find your own routine that works for you as well, guys, around your shaving routines as well. You can always just pop it. Obviously, you'll probably do your shave and then you'll pop a bit of moisturiser on over the top and then a bit of aftershave and so on. You can always get your own routine as well. And that's another thing that's coming up this year as well. Quite a lot of gentlemen are starting to get in with all the skincare routines. So there's now male products out there as well on the market that you can get for special male skincare routines as well. All the types of male skincare serums. And these ones are just a little bit harsher and just a little bit more. So the exfoliant wise for men's, they're a little bit more grittier, just to be able to deeply cleanse out the pores just a little bit more, because male skin is just the tiniest bit thicker than the female skin. So the male skin just needs a little bit more extra work than females. But again, that's a different argument over skin being thicker here and there. But yeah, definitely. Men's is just a tiny little bit. So the men's products will be a little bit harsher, but you can always use, again, sensitive products and fragrance free. They're probably the best that you can do as well. So the next part of the routine is going to be makeup. Obviously, this one's a big one for anyone that just wants just a little bit of an uplift. Makeup can make you feel just that little bit more about yourself, rather than like just I've made a bit of an effort, I'm ready for my day ahead, and it's just nice to feel nice, really. So normally I'd say stick with a BB cream for mature skin as well. So the BB cream stands for Beauty Balm, and that's all. So it's not a confusing thing or anything. There's BB, which is Beauty Balm, and there's CC, which is a colour correcting balm.
What's the difference with the BB and the colour corrector?
The difference with the BB is just a moisturiser that's got a bit of a skin tint. So as you can see here, with a normal moisturiser, you just got your normal white moisturiser. And then with your BB cream, it's just a little bit more tinted there to give just a bit more of a glow on the skin. You can mix the two together if you wanted to make it a little less colourful. But
Tinted Moisture, is it?
That's the one.
That's what it is.
That's the one, yes. So Tinted Moisturizer, it can be classed as a tinted moisturiser, but sometimes they're called BB creams as well, which, like I say, just stands for the Beauty Balm, which are just your normal everyday tinted moisturisers, really. These are probably the best ones. Sorry, what was you going to say, Paul?
These are these specific to skin colour?
So with the BBs, they're not specific to skin colour, but they have a range. So they'll have a light, then they'll have a medium to dark, and then they'll have a dark one as well. So what'll happen is, like I say, with the BB cream, because it's a moisturiser and because it's very light, when you pop it onto the skin, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but you can see that there's a tiny little bit of difference. But once we start blending that out, it'll blend out and just correct to the skin. And then all you're doing is just adding and leaving a little bit of a tint onto the skin, just to even out any imperfections. Sorry, Mum. Again, gentle under the eye. Tinted moisturiser in the eye isn't nice. And then we're just going to pat that out just a little bit, just to make sure that it's set. And then you can see before and the after as well. sorry, Mum, do you want to just turn your face to
Okay.
the camera? To the
All
camera.
that way.
So you can just see that all it does is it can take away a lot of the redness from the skin as well. And it just evens out and just puts one tone of colour into the skin. And again, because it's got the moisturiser as well, it's quite nice because it's then another layer of moisturiser, which will help you throughout the day as well with sun exposure and all the pollutants in the air as well.
And why was you patting it?
So patting it wise, normally I tend to pat it just to get rid of any finger marks. So any finger strokes when you're rubbing it in, you can tend to find that when you're rubbing it in like this, you can find lines and like finger marks in. If you just gently dab it, that gets rid of all the marks and it just blends it all in and merges the tinted cream all together. And then there's no smears or smudges anywhere. That's the cheek done. Again, we're going to take it down a little bit into the neck area. I'm going to show you a little trick with this part as well to get a nice even coverage. So we're just going to take it down onto the neck area just to make sure that there's no harsh line anywhere under the jaw. And then what we're then going to do is just with a little bit of the other moisturiser, we're then just going to take the rest of it down and just blend that out, and then you get a nice fade from the neck, from the jawline all the way down to the neck. And then it also prevents any of the tinted moisturiser getting onto the clothes as well. So if you've got any light coloured clothing, any white coloured, any collars on or anything like that, any nice white pyjamas or light pinks, it prevents any colour fading onto the clothes and ruining the clothes as well. So we'll finish this on the face. Again, we're going to go in little tiny circular motions, making sure that we've got all the area of the skin. Again, thumb rule on the top of the eyelid. If you can close your eye for me, Mum. And just swipe that across. And then just dab on the end.
Just do one side and then we can see the difference.
Better for you then. There we are, love.
Can't go out.
Well, that's the thing. But to some people, they like just, because quite a lot of people like just putting makeup on just as to stay within their routine as well. So a lot of people we're finding as well, I'm having quite a lot of ladies come in saying makeup at the moment is the only thing that I can do to keep myself occupied. So it's just one of them where you sat in a mirror, it's quite easy to just apply it and just keep yourself focused and busy with putting makeup on itself as well. And it's quite, with it being face to face, it's very...
I must admit, I'm not guilty of that.
You're very connected with a person in front of you as well. So you can always turn it into like just like a little fun activity kind of thing, and you can always use it as like a little pamper session or massaging parlour, and do it almost like a massaging regime as well with the skincare part. But with the makeup part, experimenting as well. It's nice to just, it's independence as well for a lot of people. For the makeup, especially with women, it's more of an independence thing. And
identity in it.
Yeah, I can do my own makeup and it makes me feel good. It's not for anyone else. It's for yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I exited it.
Even in the morning, if I'm like just before I go to school run, and my sons will be like, you know, come on, and we're ready then, can we set off? And it's like, well, I've got to put my face on. Putting my face on's a big thing.
So this is the half and half. So if you like to look into the camera again, Mum. So obviously we have obviously got the breakouts just a little bit, just a few imperfections, just a littlest amount. And then on this side, it just balances it out, just adds a little bit of colour correction with the tint and just evens the skin tone out and puts another layer of moisturising on there as well. So it gives you a bit of colour. It saves you, with the BB creams, that's why it's better, because it saves you going into the foundations, and that's where it's more personalised for the skin colours, and that's when you can get confused with the shades. And that's when they have like 24 bottles of different colours.
Yeah.
We want to stay away from them. A lot of the time you'll find that they're quite heavy as well for mature skin. So some people will wear them, but you'll find that they're a little bit too heavy. And when blending it out, it can just look like you've smeared just like an orange cream on almost, and it can go quite cakey. So a BB cream, it's just nice and subtle to put on the skin. It's not too heavy, it's not going to pull it down. And I don't know about yourself, but whilst you've got it on as well, it feels quite lightweight.
It does feel quite light. And personally as well, to me, I find foundation kind of shows the cracks a little bit more as well, kind of makes me look a little bit older, really.
Yeah, some foundations can sit within wrinkles and make it and bring it out more and bring the wrinkles out just a little bit more, which is obviously what not a lot of people want. So with a BB cream, you can avoid that whilst giving a nice little even coverage as well.
So it's always down to personal preference as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Creams are a lot easier to use as well, so you can get it in powdered form. However, powders tend to dry out the skin, so we want to avoid using powders. We'd more prefer to use creams. Again, getting your moisturizer out of it as well, so then it keeps the nice shine and it keeps the rose in place of the natural skin color as well.
Amanda, would you be happy going out with that BB cream on your face now? Is that enough makeup for you? Do you feel like
I've done in the past, to be fair? There's been plenty of time where just the BB cream's been enough. Yeah.
What does BB stand for again?
So the BB stands for Beauty Balm, and the
Beauty
CC
Balm,
stands
yes.
for Colour Correcting. Yeah, that's the one.
Your skin colour changes with the seasons, doesn't it? You know. And
yeah. So that's why, again, it's nice to sort of. So I'm using the light to medium on my mum at the moment, whereas I'd probably choose to go for a light myself. Whereas in the summer months when my mum gains a tan, what we'll do is we'll have to move onto the medium shade rather than using the light to medium. We'll go more to the medium shade as well. But again, with it being the beauty balms, because there's not that wide range, the confusion isn't there with the BB creams rather than the foundations.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy to, like you say, change your BB cream with the colour of the skin for the time of the season. So that's why beauty balms are quite good to use as well.
And I think especially now as well with the foundations, if you've got like 24 different colours that you want to choose from and you go into any store, not just Superdrug, but obviously there's no testers available at the moment during COVID. So you can actually start testing out, shades and things like that. If you were going to use a shade, I'd kind of, you'd recommend kind of just going with what the person usually uses rather than.
So again, going back to seeing what the person uses and getting used to their products as well. If they do use a foundation, you can always go out and buy that foundation, but I'd probably say just stick to the one that they've initially bought and stick to what you know. That's one of the main pieces of advice, sticking to what you know within skincare routines, makeup items, and stuff like that. So with touching on the colorants though, we also do lightening and darkening drops. So you can actually get just a tube and it's just a colorant. And with your BB cream, you can place it onto your hand and you can actually just pop a dot and it'll just be like white. And then the other one, sorry, I'm just on the nose. So we've got a tube of it, which is, it's classed as ivory, but it's just a pure white concealer almost. And then we've got the all dark brown one as well. And you can actually add them to it to either deepen the shade or lighten the shade if you wanted to go a shade lighter or a shade darker. Because some people do prefer going a few shades lighter. Some people do prefer to look a little bit tan sometimes as well. So we also do the additional darkening and lightening drops as well.
I was advised, if it's a daytime do, say like a wedding, you go for a lighter look. But if you were going on the razzle at night, you go for a darker look.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
That's right?
Yeah, that's right. And you can get powders as well, which you can get like bronzing powders where you can just put the BB cream on and then you can get a bronzer and just pop a little bit on the cheek. to just sort of deepen and intensify the look a little bit.
I have this Chanel thing that's very good, I find. I know it costs an awful lot of money, but it's like I don't know what it is.
That's the compact powder. That'll be a compact powder. Is it like a coloured powder, that one?
It comes only in that colour, I think.
Right. So that'll be classed as a translucent powder. And what that'll do is that'll be, once you've put the BB cream on,
Powder illuminator,
illuminating
powder.
That. That's the one. And then you'll then pop that on top of it and it'll illuminate it and it'll just sort of bring it all together as well. So it
does really good job on Liz, I find.
Yeah.
My sister once said, you know, don't skip on some of the finishing products.
Yeah.
They are worth paying out for.
Definitely. I do agree with you because it's the ingredients as well. So with like you say, with the likes of your number 7 and your brands, they're more expensive because they put more time into the ingredients when mixing the ingredients. With the prices, it's just because they've got a higher amount of concentrated ingredients within them. So say like your L'Oreal creams that can be $24.99, it's because it's probably got about 15% of hyaluronic acid in it, rather than your $4.99 cream that you can get from the likes of Home Bargains and Quality Save. It's just as good. It's only got about 3% of the hyaluronic acid, whereas $24.99 one has got about 15%. So it's more the percentage of the concentrated ingredients, that's what affects the price on the creams. So like your L'Oreal's, and the same for makeup as well. Yeah. So like with your Chanel, they'll use mineral powders rather than basic powders, which are like the likes that base off talcum powder, if that makes sense. So touching back onto it, we'll go back onto just a basic blush and just to add a bit of colour into the skin. I've got both a powdered one here and a liquid one here. Personally, I prefer a liquid. Again, it's just because a liquid is kind of easier to control, whereas with powder, you put a bit too much on, you have to try and blend it off, and then by the time you've rubbed it all off, you've rubbed the BB cream off then. Whereas with a liquid one, you can just squeeze it on, you can pick it up with a little finger, and you can just dab it on the cheek. And if you can smile for me, Mum. So if you just get them to smile, and then just bob it onto the roses of the cheeks there. And then you can just pat it out and just have a bit of a rose colour on the cheek there as well. Just there. So creams, like I say, they're a lot easier to blend out as well. They're easier to control so you don't get too much on. So it doesn't look like you've whacked a load of blush on and you're going through an embarrassing moment or anything like that. You can literally just dab it on, get a bit of rouge into the cheek, and add a bit of redness onto the apples of the cheeks as well, which is quite a nice look as well. Brings quite fresh, clean looking as well, because naturally the skin is red within them areas. So to put this back on, you then add in the natural glow back into the skin as well. So that's it with the powder. That's it with the cream, sorry. Now you can go in with a powder. I tend to use a fluffy brush, fluffy as can be. And then what I'll normally do is I'll circle it round to make sure I've got a nice amount on. And then we'll just tap the top and just get the excess off. And if you can smile for me, Mum. If you ask them to smile, that's the easiest way to apply it.
Or make them laugh.
Or make them laugh, yeah. And then you can, again, just dab it and then just gently add it onto the skin. This one's a little bit more deeper. So just going to show you what it's like. There we go. Put quite a bit on so that you can see it on the camera. And then we're just
most of it's on your hand, I take it.
Well, to be fair, most of it is there on the back of my hand. Yeah. Normally I'll decant it onto the back of my hand, health and safety reasons mainly. Using your hand like a palette, I do it all the time. It's just one of the easiest ways to do it. And again, you get a better control as well. So then you're not just putting the makeup on or using brushes and tools. You can end up getting a bit too much on, and then it'll just look quite naff and just very, wow, very bright.
Aunt Sally kind of thing, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Almost, yeah. So, and then we'll just blend it out just the tiniest little bit more. And then that'll just add the rouge into the cheeks as well, just there. So that's quite nice as well. I'm also going to show, I know we've only got a couple of minutes left, but I'm also going to show just applying mascara as well, because I know a lot of gents will be like, here we go. This is where we're not that great with the mascara parts. Any form of mascara and a disposable mascara wand. And all you're going to do is just going to dip it in into the mascara bottle. Just get a bit of the mascara.
A disposable wand?
A disposable mascara wand, yeah. So they come, so you can get the one that comes initially with the mascara.
Yeah.
Or you can get a pack of disposables as well.
I never knew about them.
They just look like that and plain. Again, these are what I was saying to use. You know, if you get like an eyelash that comes down or anything and you need to move an eyelash, you can always just use one of these to just flick it away, kind of thing. So these are quite good.
Yeah.
Why would you use a disposable?
So disposable wise, again, hygiene. I mean, if it's only the one person that's going to be using the mascara, then you can just use the brush. However, I prefer using disposables anyway because of the size of them. So you get better control, because most of the time with a normal mascara, you'll have a very long wand.
Yeah.
And then the lid as well.
Yeah.
So they get clogged up as well, if I remember, don't they?
Yes, they can. They can get, which is, funnily enough, I think that's kind of what's happened with this one as well.
Yeah,
like you say, they go a bit groggy and get clumped up quite a lot, and they dry quite easily. If you do find that your mascara's done that, if you pop it in a cup of hot water, it softens the mascara as well.
Wow.
If you've ever got, and ladies, for the ladies, so if you've ever got one that's dried up but you've got quite a lot of product still in it, just whack it in a cup of hot water and it'll just relax it off the side. So
you can wash the brush in the micellar water, can't you, really?
Yeah, you can do. Or hot water is just warm water, and again the facial cleanser that you use.
Yeah. And
you can literally just give it a nice little scrub, even with cotton pads as well. You can wipe it through with a cotton pad, and you can reuse these as well if you'd like to. But again, the grip on it's a lot easier, as you can see. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to ask you to look down, Mum. So the best way to do it, Mum, if you can just look at my lips for me. So get the person to look at you straight on, and if you look at my lip.
Watch my lip.
Yeah, so I'm asking you to look at my lips, and I'm just slowly bringing the brow bone up. And then I'm literally just very gently just brushing it onto the ends of the lashes, sorry. So you don't even have to coat the mids and ends. You don't even have to coat the mids. You can literally just coat the ends, and don't be afraid of pulling the eye up a little bit as well, as long as you're very gentle. So again, look at my shoulder, Mum. Don't mind.
Oh, so you're controlling the eye there, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm controlling the eye. So so my mum can still keep her eyes open, so she can still blink, she can still have full control of the eye. And then just with the brow bone, we're just gently raising it there.
Right. That's
so
a
then
good bit, that.
It prevents it from getting onto the top lid. You can always just pop your thumb there as well, and just very gently, we just move a little tiny bit closer to the screen, Mum. If you just look at my shoulder again, sorry, Mum, and you just pop your finger just on the lid and gently lift it, your thumb blocks it from getting onto the...
Yeah.
You can always just brush it through the lashes there, and then it gets onto your thumb rather than getting onto the eyelid. And then that's applying your mascara. Personally, I'd say leave the bottom lash line, because sometimes you can pop that on, but a lot of the time that can sort of get in the eye, cause irritation, and it can tend to run and smear as well.
I tend to not do that bit. It's too difficult.
Yeah. So just in case, we have got that part there, so you can literally just coat the ends, and you can always as well, if it's easier, I'll just show you on the other eye, you can always coat it downwards over the top. So if you're a bit too scared of going too close to the eye, but you still wanted the mascara on the eye, sorry, Mum, I'm just going to turn you this way. And always, if you can close your eye for me, Mum. So close the eye, gently lift it up again, and then just slowly coat it. Slowly coat it onto the top of the lashes there, like that. And that's with the eye closed as well. So you can always do that as well. I'm not great with these mascara ones.
Well, you'll have to get the pads out now.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have to get the pads out now. That's great.
Right.
There we go.
That's the trick I have to do.
Yeah. And then, thanks, Mum. So yeah, you'll get your cotton pad. And you can just, I mean, to be fair, if you wanted to, you can always get the cotton pad itself, and instead of using your finger to pull the eyelid open, you can always put the cotton pad there and just gently brush it onto the ends as well. So if you did want to put the mascara on, but you was just a little bit worried about it being a bit too close, I'll show you on this side as well, just so that you can get just a little bit more. If you pop the cotton pad on, and you can literally just brush the lashes up, and it'll just touch the cotton pad rather than touch the as well. So that's quite a good one to do. Again, it's just a nice little oomph for the lashes, the mascara as well. So it's quite a lot of the times, basic wise, it's just a foundation and a mascara, and for a lot of women that's literally it. You leave the door. So it's quite nice to just go over the mascara application, because that's quite a difficult one as well.
What if you did on the lips? Or you're doing that?
Yeah, a bit of lippy. You want a bit of lippy on.
So I'm going to introduce another little saviour. We've also got lip ones. These are also disposable as well. You can just apply it just with a normal lipstick. Literally just pull the lip down.
It's okay.
Yeah. Apply it onto the lip.
Closer.
But like I say, I prefer personally to use one of these, so you can rub it on the back of your hand and scoop it up, and then you can just.
Oh, that's a lot easier with the smaller one, isn't it?
So much easier, much easier. Definitely. Because again, if they're moving about, so if you.
And they're called lip blondes. Lip ones.
So these are disposable lip ones, or disposable lip applicators. That's what they're called. Again, you can just grab it straight from the lipstick as well if you wanted to. That was easier. But obviously, with the shapes of the lipstick as well, they can tend to go blunt and they can go down a little bit. So with these, you still get the shape of the lip as well, and then you can literally just apply it.
Wow, it's a lot easier, that.
You can always blend it out with your finger as well if you wanted to, or you can just use the backing and just blend out onto the lip there. So these are so much easier. Again, they're a lot more hygienic as well. So rather than using the lipstick, say if you've got a cold sore or a spot around the area of the lip, then you use the lipstick. Normally, you'll have to either spray with an antiseptic liquid, or you'll have to get rid of it to prevent the spread. If you use these, you can use it all the way around then. So if there is any form of bacteria that has got onto the lipstick somehow, you know that it's not then going to be. If you use one of the sticks, if you've got any bacteria on the lip, it won't go back onto the lipstick to then go back onto the lip then. So they are very hygienic again with today's day and age.
Just wash those. Can you just wash those, Athena, so you don't, because I'm like, oh, disposable. Can you just wash them and then reuse them?
So you can get ones where you just wash them. Again, soap and water. So just warm water, bit of soap, the same way that you do the mascara ones. So you can literally just get a little bit of water on a cotton pad and then just give them both a rinse. Water on them. And then you can literally see these are better to be cleaned in the sink with just some water, and then you can just literally run it under the tap and just give it a clean. It's just like a normal, what are the cup cleansing? You know, the the bowl
Like
washers.
wash.
Yeah, like the bottle washes. It's almost like one of them. It's just the same as rinsing one of them, really. Just pop it under the tap, bit of soap, and just rinse all of the product out of it, squeeze the product out. And then the same for the lip ones as well. You can literally dip them into the water, just squeeze them out, and you can squeeze the colour out as well. So
yeah, it's that disposable thing. It's not very male conducive, that.
you can get separate washable, reusable ones. That's the word, not disposable. It's reusable. We're having to dispose a lot at the moment with everything that we use within work. So, but you can buy personalised ones. So you can get mascara ones as well and lip ones that you can rewash and reuse then for yourself. And you can just have one tool for the job, and it saves you, like you say, having the reusable one, the disposable ones. You can get your personalised one that's just a reusable one for the one person.
Hell of a lot easier than using a lipstick stick.
Little tools they are quite good because you've got the control with it as well.
Yeah.
So if you've got someone who like quite, again, so with the nieces as well. Yeah, for me, with the nieces, when we're doing like just a little makeup, they tend to move about a lot. And for me, the control with the lip applicator that you get, it's just so much easier because pretend you're mumbling, mum, or moving about and mumbling. Yeah. So we can just follow with how they're going along, and you can just follow where the mouth is, and it just saves you. Oops, I'm dropping all the lipsticks everywhere. It just saves you adding extra colour all around the face as well.
Yeah, which is what I usually see.
So they'll be quite good for you then, Paul. Definitely the reusable ones. You can definitely get them from. You can get them from Boots. You can get them from Superdrug, and like I say, you can get your own mascara ones that are reusable and rewashable.
I'll definitely get some of them because when you've finished everything and you put the lipstick on last, you make a right pig's ear of it sometimes.
That's the thing.
You've got to start again then.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a red lipstick.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a red lipstick.
There's nothing better than a red lipstick.
I'm conscious of time. Has anyone got any questions very quickly to ask Athena before we say thank you so much for that session?
There's a lot more to it, isn't there? Going deeper into it.
Yeah. So there's a lot. So there's a lot of roots that me and my mum didn't touch as well today, because it's very personalised as well, really, on the person itself, on their kind of skin, whether they've got combination skin, sensitive skin, and overall. This one, what we touched on today, was more just like a basic cleansing, toning, moisturising routine, your basic makeup routine as well. But there is so much more to it, going into like your serums for extra skincare, moisturisation as well, to extra layers of makeup, to like your eyeshadows. Again, you can either use a brush or you can use a disposable one for that, or your little disposable applicators, which again,
or reusable,
which are quite handy. So there is quite a lot, and there is quite a lot of paths to go down, especially towards routine of makeup and routine for skincare. And then additional with the skincare, you've also got the roots of the male skincare to the female skincare as well. So it's very complex, the whole area of the skincare and the makeup routines as well.
And I think for us today was kind of like the safest option as well. So we left out, you'll probably notice we left out the exfoliation and stuff like that. And that was because, you know, obviously as the skin ages and as it matures, if you don't get the exfoliation correct, you can cause more harm than good. And sometimes it's better off to actually leave that bit out as well. But I'm sure that if anyone's got any questions or, you know, anything that they've sort of not too sure on, that Athena would kind of answer questions. Definitely. If anyone wanted to email anything across or whatever.
That was so good. Thank you, Athena. That was great. I feel was someone saying something?
No, I just said marvellous.
Oh, marvellous.
Very talented couple.
Thank you.
Sisters.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. Obviously, if there is anything else that sort of that you can think of that I haven't touched on in the video, you can always pass forward and I'll be happy to answer them. Be happy to set any routines down for anyone as well. If anyone wants it in bullet point routine, any products as well, if anyone wants any product recommendations for anything. So yeah, it's been great having you. It's been nice to sort of give everyone, meet everyone in there, sort of talk everyone through such, like you say, a complex sort of scenario that not a lot of people know a lot about, but it's still so very important as well. So, well, thank you for having me on as well.
Thank you very much.
You made me feel very welcome.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
More than welcome. Anytime.
Thank you, Athena, for giving us some of your holiday time. We really appreciate it.
It's just one observation I can make is when you're having a photograph taken, if you've got special occasions, say like weddings or even just a photo session, you need to plaster it on, don't you?
You don't have to. You don't have to. See, this is where, sometimes it can come out differently on camera and on film than what it can face to face. Normally, if you're going for a professional photo shoot, you can apply just a little bit extra, but just not too much kind of thing. So what I'd probably say is if you're going to do your BB balm, you can always go over with a coloured powder over the top of it, just to intensify the colour just a little bit more so that the camera picks up. But most of the time, if you are doing a photo shoot, one thing I will recommend is staying away from any products that has FPS in it, because the zinc oxide bounces back and flashes back with the flash from the camera, and that's when you get the white glowing effect on a photo. So anything with SPF in it.
SPF, is that the
that's like your sun protection?
Yeah, so mainly that's found in, like you say, the coloured foundations. So your BB creams tend not to have it in it, or they'll do a separate one that has got it in it if you wanted to have the additional. Again, you can get separate boosting drops to put into your skincare routine as well. So then if you wanted extra SPF, you can drop that into your moisturiser. But if you avoid that on any form of like occasional or any form of photographs, then you'll avoid that, but you'll still be able to pick the makeup look up within the photograph as well. That helps.
Yeah, right.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Athena. I'm going to bring it to an end now.
No problem at all. Sorry for taking it so long.
No, it's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.